This is going to be one of those Hilltop Saw Shop pet tips. And it's about splitting cases. And we've done it a bunch of times. I don't have to go through the process, but this is going to be about splitting cases with stuffer cranks. Why is that different? Well, most of the older saws have a crankshaft like this. No stuffers, just these lamb chops right here. And the typical old saw, you can use a case splitter such as this because this case splitter can reach down inside and go around those counterweights, and then you go and put the screw end on the end like that, and you basically push the case off the crank because these two pieces right here hit up against the bearings, right? And but when you have a stuffer, you can't get that over the top of the stuffer because these things block the counterweight. See the counterweight's right there. This is in the way, so you can't use this style splitter. Here we go. Here's another set of cases. This is from a 390. It's locked up. And I'll show you the difference. Let's just get those case screws out of here. Again, this one here has a non-stuffer crank. And this one here has a stuffer crank. This one's got a broken 390 crank, so let's just get this out of here. Well, that don't feel good. This poor set of cases have had some trauma. I think they're ruined. Let's see if I can get this one out. That's really unique. It's like that. Oh, I see what happened. Now, this is actually really cool. I'm not sure we're going to be able to salvage this one. Let me show you what happened when we get in there. So this one basically threw a connecting rod. That's bent. It doesn't bode well for the cases. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's pull them apart because there's really no reason not to at this point. But again, this is a non-stuffer set of cases. And square it up a little bit. Bust it apart. So this is how you split them. And you're going to see in a very short period of time why these cases are not salvageable. Yeah, broke it right out. So that side I could probably salvage. This side is beyond. So the only thing you can get out of these are things like the bar stuff. Keep them. Keep these guys right here. And let me get the other side off. Might get a good bearing out of it. Square it up a little bit. There's not much we can get out of that. It's pretty much beat. That's what happens when a connecting rod comes apart. But we can salvage that bearing. So that's what this one does. That's how you take apart a crank that doesn't have stuffers. But what if a crankshaft has stuffers, like on these 575, 576 saws? You can't use these. They don't work. You can't get down across the stuffers in the crank. That's when tools like this come into play. Now this one happens to be OEM Husqvarna, and I've got them for not just 576 and 575. I've got the same kind of tool set for the 562, 550, and the 572s. I got them for all of those. And these basically work pretty much the same. This one here is for 562. This one here is for the bigger saws, the 575 and the 576. And the way they work is this. Make sure we got the case screws out of here. I'm going to make them pretty tight. And yes, they were that loose, which is why this excellent mechanic who worked on the saw before we got it decided to fix it with epoxy. And over tighten that one front screw. And again, I don't know if I can salvage these cases. We'll try. Anyway, once you get the case screws out and you have the puller assembled like that, basically it's just like the other one. You just wind it in. Didn't take very much to do that, did it? Look at that. This comes right apart. Some more valuable pieces, and this case half is, I think it's good. I think the bearing is good too. We could probably leave that bearing right in there. So get some a gasket in there. So that's one half. You've got to get the crank out of the other half as well. And that requires a little bit more finesse, but it's the same basic concept, and it's the same whether it's a 562, 572. They all have tools like this. And by the way, there's no reason why a person a little bit clever can't make one of these out of a piece of bar stock. Just drill those holes, drill that one, thread it, and then grind away the clearance. No reason why you can't make one of these. So there's that case half. Epoxy. Look at that. There's that repair. Now, you see where the stuffers are and that why that other type of puller doesn't work? Now on these are designed to do like this. Interestingly enough, usually with the very same screws that you have in the cases. Kind of a humorous thing. You know, and if you work on saws, this stuff is really either something you can make or they're readily available. There's no excuse not to have them. And the factory brings these out and makes them available to their shops for a reason. And yeah, it's clever to do other things. I play the game with heat and all that, but if you're going to really do work on saws and you really want to present and do professional level work, get tools. Get the right tools. And it's an investment that's well worth it. Get those tight. That crank ought to just come right out of there. Just like that. And there's a very nice crank. And here's a very nice tool that was used to extract that from the saw. No pain or strain. No funny games. So, I don't know if I'm going to make this a video in of itself. But that, my friends, is how you split cases. And it's also the kind of tools that you really need to have if you want to present yourself as a person who does saw repair. I am going to put this away. And there you go. Cases. Those bearings and stuff are fine. Really, the only thing I need to do to these cases is clean them up and put a gasket in there and seal them up with 1184, put them back together. And I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it in this video. And then I'm going to get a piston for this smaller bore, 570, and see if we can't make that run. So there you go.